Well, the first half of the Mountain West season is done now. The Dogs are now hitting the second half, and this week on the road for the second straight week, head to Nevada and San Jose State for Thursday and Friday matches, and both are 7 o'clock. We're here with Brooke Legaux, a freshman setter from Mission Viejo, California, Tesoro High School, and
T Street Volleyball Club.
T Street Volleyball Club, get that shout out there. The team's had a 6-2 offense here the last month or so of the season, so you've had a chance to see a lot of action here. So let's go back here how you're playing right now. What do you think of being able to get out there and play every half series there?
It's so much fun, and it's so different from playing in college and in high school or club. Just the atmosphere and the girls and the dedication. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of pressure, but I love playing in pressure situations. It makes it more fun, and I love all the girls that I play with, and they're so supportive, and so it makes it a lot easier with the girls behind me.
For people who aren't like the volleyball experts there, kind of describe the differences between a 6-2 and a 5-1.
The 5-1, the setter mostly runs the court the whole time, and with the 6-2, the pressure's kind of split. So like right now, like the pressure would be split between me and Chris, which is nice because also you can also have 3 hitters up at all times with the 6-2, so you have lots of options, and so that's what I really like about a 6-2. And I've run that in club for 5 years, so I'm used to that system.
So when you set on the court, are you basically kind of almost the same exact spot in the 5-1 versus the 6-2, or a different spot?
Yeah, you set from the same spot, like with the 5-1 and 6-2.
I mean, with this team, with all the senior outside hitters and right side hitters, I mean, it's probably nice to have all those hitters up the front row that you have lots of options, right?
Oh, it's awesome. And I have trust in all my hitters, so I can set anyone and have full faith in them.
So having Christina out there, too, who's kind of a junior, some experience there, what have you picked up from her and watching her set?
She is very quick, and that's something that I know that I need to work on. And so looking at her as an older person, I can learn a lot from her, and she's always supporting me and cheering me on. So she's a really nice role model to have.
I mean, also I know stepping into a whole new system with the offense itself, but also lifting and conditioning and all the stuff there. What are the biggest things you've had to adjust to as a player?
As a collegiate athlete, definitely time management is the hardest thing, because you are up from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and you have to manage classes, workouts, school, practice, study hall, and so it's a lot. You can be overwhelmed, but you have to time manage.
So what classes are you taking right now?
I'm taking math, English, psychology, and music, and I also have an athletics class that I take.
So what music class are you taking?
It's music 74.
Yeah, and what is that?
It's mostly just like about classical music. It's not the most interesting, but you got to take it.
Yeah. Is there any favorite composers you like so far?
He plays a lot of Mozart, which it's really interesting because he blends like current music with like classical music and sees how current artists are inspired by older artists, and so it's interesting to like see the correlation.
So who has he paired Mozart with?
He's paired them with like Kiss.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and like just like rock bands from like the 80s or 70s.
Any other unique pairings that you can remember besides that one?
That's the one that stood out most to me. He also mentioned like reggae bands too, so that was interesting.
Wow, like which bands?
He said, what did he say? I think he said like Slightly Stupid.
Uh-huh. I know I was talking to Jamie. She's a pretty eclectic music taste there. Said that you also have one too. What are you listening to right now on your iPhone or iPod?
Me and James have a lot of music in common, but my favorite artist is probably Bon Iver. They're more like alternative. But right now I'm really into like R&B, like John Legend or reggae. I love The Expendables, Slightly Stupid, Bob Marley, Ziggy. So
your all-time favorite album or CD, what would that be? Or one of your all-time, let's not make it
probably
the best.
Mumford & Sons, their first album.
That's cool. So like also this week we have a chance to see probably your dad hopefully get on the road there. He's been a frequent sighting in the crowd there. How is he something he actually tries to make every match, it seems like, on the road?
If he didn't work, he would be at every single match. He's always been my biggest fan.
Yeah. Is he does he really enjoy these trips and try to do some sightseeing too, or?
He pretty much just goes straight for it. He just listens to a sports rap and just enjoys it.
Yeah.
He hates flying. He's deathly afraid of it, so he will drive across the country to see me, and he loves it.
He drove to like Laramie last week in Wyoming.
He drove. He picked up Maggie, the libero, her dad, at the airport, and just drove them to Denver.
That's awesome. So like, can you hear him when you're actually playing? You hear him like screaming at you from the crowd?
I think because I've heard his voice for so long, I'm just used to it there, and so I kind of tune it out. I always tune the crowd out, but he's the voice that everyone can hear pretty much because he's so loud.
So this Thursday is also Halloween. So let's go back to some of your memorable Halloween nights there. What were some of your favorite costumes from the days of yore?
I've had a lot of good Halloweens, but probably my favorite that I can remember was when I dressed up as Belle. She's my favorite Disney princess, and so I loved that costume. I'm pretty sure my mom still has it.
Yeah, was it a multiple year kind of thing, or did it multiple years?
I wore it, and then my little sister wore it, and I think my older sister wore it too. So all the girls wore it.
So how was your neighborhood as far as candy?
Oh, it was good.
Yeah.
When I was younger, we lived in like a pretty wealthy neighborhood, and so they would have like king-size candy bars giving out to all the little kids, and so I was like so excited about that. So that was really fun.
So what are your favorite candies?
My favorite candy is probably Almond Joy.
Yeah.
So I love like chocolate with nuts inside, like Snickers or Sour Patch.
That's awesome. Well, this Thursday, the team plays at Nevada, then heads to San Jose State for Friday. 7 o'clock matches, and watch both online live. So go Dogs.
Woo!